Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Luis here with Green Zebra Gardening. We took a field trip today to not that far from me. We've talked about him before. I did videos on how I use their substrates. If you don't know what that is, he's gonna show you, and I'll link the videos below as to what I do with them after the fact, other than just growing mushrooms. But we are today with Justin over at Long Beach Mushrooms at their new location. Well, their main location now, because they used to have two. He's gonna give you a quick tour of the place, gives you the breakdown, gives you everything he does, and shows you basically how he runs the mushrooms end of it. So we're gonna flip you around and we'll go from there. He's gonna take it away though.
What's up, everybody? It's Justin from Long Beach Mushrooms. Thanks for stopping by today, Luis.
No problem.
Gonna give you all a tour about what, just what we do, how we do it, and then we'll probably end with like why we do it. It's probably an important thing. So, half of our building is production, so it's everything that we do before we start growing mushrooms, and the other half is grow room / post production. So we're just gonna walk you through and show you what we do, man. Come on in. This is actually first stop in our farm. It's our workhorse. It's where we start making our substrate. So this is a bagger that we actually bought from Mushroom Media online. They have a newer version of this. It's called a Thor bagger via Mossy Creek. There's a newer version of this out right now, but this is tried and true and trusty, and we've been using it for over 2 years now, and it's been great to us. What this machine does is essentially mix our substrate together. So we use something called a master's mix. It's half, so 50% oak sawdust, and then 50% soybean hulls, which is a byproduct of the soy industry. For some reason, it's called a master's mix for a reason. It's great for growing mushrooms. This machine, what it does is it combines 50% oak, 50% soy, and then 6 pounds of water. We use autoclavable plastic bags. And what we'll do is we'll just open it under this cone. We'll hit a foot pedal. All of it will drop into that bag. And then we'll let it hydrate and move it on to the next stage. The next stage is actually our pasteurizers. They're on right now. They're starting to warm up. So what our pasteurizers are is essentially we load all of our hydrated mushroom substrate into this. There is a boiler that will send steam into this trough, and our goal is we pasteurize it for 24 hours, and our goal is to get the internal temperature to above 200 degrees of the block. And what that'll do is actually kill a lot of the competitors that are already on our substrate, and it gives us a blank slate so that when we inoculate our master grain spawn into these blocks, the mushrooms don't really have anything to compete with. So they just have a clean source of food that they can start consuming. And we are in the business of farming here, so the quicker and the less competition that those mushrooms have, the better it is for us, because we have a higher quality end product and a more consistent end product. So it'll go bagger to pasteurization, and then once these get pasteurized for 24 hours, we move them into our lab. We'll actually go into our incubation room first. There are fans on here, so I should probably turn them off. So this is our incubation room. These are the blocks that just got unloaded today. So they're set in here to cool, and then once they're cooled, we'll move them into the lab to inoculate them. So this is a blank substrate bag. Again, same recipe, just doesn't have anything in it yet. We'll inoculate these with mushroom grain spawn, which is like the mothers or the masters, and then we'll give it time to consume that food. And once it consumes all the food, it'll be ready to fruit. So if we kind of turn around, actually, if we go this way, it'll be more fun. So if we go this way, take a look to the right. These are bags that are ready to fruit. This is a blue oyster bag. It turned from that dark brown color to all white. All white means that the mycelium has completely colonized the bag, and it's ready to fruit, man. So what we'll do with this is we'll just take it into our grow room. That's ready to fruit. All mushrooms are different though. Like these are shiitake, and shiitake will not present all white. what we're actually looking for shiitake is like this dark brown color to completely cover the block. And when it's completely brown all over, that's when we know they're ready to fruit. To be honest, I don't, you know, there are resources out there to tell you what's ready and when, but for me, it was just trial and error. Like keep growing mushrooms and figuring out what each one likes. So this is our incubation room. We can hold about 1,500 bags at a time in here. We usually average about 3 pounds a bag. So, you know, we're looking at 4,500 pounds of food at any given time in here. We are gonna mess with this system a little bit and try to get, so right now 1,500 bags at a time. We're gonna try to get to 2,500 bags at a time. But that's for future check-in. This door leads us into the lab. Lab has a lot of fans. We turn them off. It's where we do all of our clean work. So if you notice, like there's plates right here. These are called agar plates. We use agar plates to really test out our cultures and see how strong they are, how healthy they are. We also use them to clone out any mushrooms that we want. If you take a look at this plate, you have clean mycelium on one end and then some contamination on the other. Great thing about these is we can move these into multiple generations. So what I'll do is I'll take a sample, or our lab tech will take a sample on the clean side and we'll just move it to another plate. And we'll continue to do that until the plate turns out completely white and clean, a lot like this one. And once we have a really clean plate, then that's when we know that that strain is ready to get moved into production. So we'll do probably like a small test run with it first. All of our runs here are 20 bags, but with the new strain, we'll probably do a test run of like 5 bags. You know, this is the main, like every mushroom farmer has these types of fan filter units. Well, not these specifically, but they all have HEPA filter units. What it allows you to do is to have essentially a clean room in a not so clean environment, because it'll blow out a clean stream of air about 1 foot out. I think these are about 1.5 feet out. And as long as we're doing work towards the middle inside this clean stream of air, we can do things in a sterile environment. We'll take those substrate bags that we pasteurize that are completely blank. We'll bring them in here and we'll inoculate them with our grain spawn. We'll put them back into incubation, and once they're ready, we'll actually roll them over to our grow room. And that's where we'll go next. This is our grain spawn station. So how we make our grain spawn is we do a 24-hour soak. So this is oats, Milo, and corn. And what we'll do is we filled it all the way up with water and we'll let it soak for 24 hours. Once it's done soaking, we'll drain it just with this little spigot here, and then we'll bag it up into 4-pound bags. Once they're bagged up, we load them into our autoclave, which is essentially a giant pressure cooker. It gets up to 240 degrees, and we cook our grain spawn for 3 hours. And the difference between pasteurization and sterilization is just that for us it's the pressure, because we can get up to 240 degrees under pressure here. And grain spawn has a lot more nutrients than our bulk substrate does, so we want to make sure this is extra clean and sterile before we use it. But yeah, that's our grain spawn setup. That's our autoclave. And now we'll move into our grow room. So this is new to our farm. We just added this. In September, beginning of September. Right now, we're still operating out of tents. Our grow tents. This is what the system that we've been using for a long time, but we're actually moving on to insulated grow panel rooms soon. We bought them through Arcold, and they should be get delivered by the end of this week. But for now, we're still in grow tents. So if you come on in, once the mushroom blocks are ready to grow out, we'll move them into our grow tents. Right now, we're operating out of 4. At our peak, I think we were running 6 tents at a time. But once we get our insulated grow rooms, we won't need these tents anymore. If you guys are local, you'll recognize this station. This is where we put our spent substrate blocks out for pickup. So every Saturday morning, 8 to 10 a.m., we'll roll this door up. We have a bunch of spent substrate blocks here, and they're open to the public for free. If you all don't know what a spent substrate block is, it's essentially a mushroom block that we've grown out our first flush already, harvested it, and then we won't get a second flush because economically it doesn't make sense for us to keep them in our space. But they still have plenty of life, you will grow more mushrooms out of it. Or worst case scenario, they're great for compost, for mulching, for soil amendments, worm bins, like a bunch of things. Like just great life in general. But let's check out a grow tank. This is our grow tent. What we control in grow tents are fresh air exchange. So there's fans pulling air in, there's fans pulling air out. We also control the humidity. So there's a humidistat in there with a humidifier. So when the humidity gets too low, the humidistat will turn on, and then it'll fog up the room. So right now the room's fogged up. Ideally too, while we're moving to insulated grow rooms, is you also want to control temperature, and these are not insulated. So it's really susceptible to whatever the outside conditions are. So like in the summer in California, when it's 90+ degrees, our mushrooms are struggling. But that's why we're moving to insulated grow panels. We're hoping that that takes care of the issue. I'm just gonna bring some mushrooms out to you so you can check them out. Okay, here. So this is the start of our lion's mane. Lion's mane is a great mushroom, very meaty. You can grill it, you can turn it into chicken nuggets like Luis does for his kids. There's a lot you can do with it. This is gonna it's gonna double in size every day until it's ready to harvest. I would guess this is probably gonna, I don't know, 5x in size before we harvest it. It's gonna be like a significant 3-pound flush. It's a great medicinal mushroom, even better gourmet mushroom, and that's the start of our lion's mane. Here's a gorgeous blue oyster cluster. So just a really traditional oyster mushroom, really meaty, great natural or neutral mushroom flavor. The cool thing about these mushrooms is they're called blue oysters. I know they look really white and pale now. That's because of the heat. When it's cold, like sub 70, probably like sub 65 degrees, these get like dark gray blue and they're gorgeous. But you know, heat does affect mushroom color. I got one more to show you. Yeah. This is the start of a flush of Italian oyster mushrooms. So these are dark brown. These are actually a great summertime grower because they like the heat. They stay brown. Oh, there's a fly in here. They'll stay brown, and yeah, they're gorgeous. We harvested this morning. We had a bunch of beautiful pink oysters that we harvested this morning, but yeah, so that's kind of our grow tent. The system that we run on is each grow tent holds about 140 blocks. Each block we're getting at peak, we're getting 3.5 pounds off the block. That doesn't happen all the time, especially when there is summer stress. So right now we're probably getting closer to 2 pounds a block, but that's gonna change with the temperature, outside temperature going down, and also we're improving our systems. So yeah, that's our grow room. You know, the rest of the space, we do have an upstairs mezzanine. That's going to be for post-production, for shipping. So if any of you buy products from us, like our tincture line, our capsules, our grow kits, anything like that, we ship them out from the mezzanine up there. That's where we hold all of our shipping supplies. Come in here. This is our front office. We're not really doing anything with it right now, but I do want to let y'all know what it will be. It's going to be pretty sick. What we want to do is make this into our showroom. So we want to have like a nice open style refrigerator. We can put that day's harvest in it, and just like have a really welcoming space for anybody who comes in. They can see what we do, what we have to offer, ask us questions, you know, schedule tours with us, schedule consultations with us. You know, whatever you need to get your mushroom growing journey going on, or if you're just cooking with them and you like to eat them, you can do that too. We want to be able to offer, you know, A to Z and meet all your mushroom needs. That's kind of a tour, man. You know, that's our farm. It's 4,500 square feet, and it's small but mighty, and we're excited to continue to grow it and, you know, see where it takes us. Our mission here at Long Beach Mushrooms is to simply grow food where it's eaten. You know, part of what we do is definitely food based. Like, we love mushrooms, and they're amazing, and it's a miracle food to me. Just look at how much food we can grow in a 4,500 square foot building in the middle of a city with no soil around us. Like, it's pretty freaking awesome. But really what we do is, we do believe that food is an ultimate connector of people. We do believe that food has spiritual value to it, and when we interchange that value between people, we get to lift all of our spirits up, And something that, this is a COVID, this business was born through COVID, and something that we learned during that time is like, man, how freaking important it is for us to just connect as a community and have each other's back, and just like really know where we're all coming from, because we all have our own journeys to walk. But at the end of the day, it's like, what does that journey mean if we're doing it by ourselves, So this farm, the point of it is to just really, really create undeniable trust in food through, the transparency of how we do it and then why we do it. At the end of the day, if somebody walks out of this farm or buys some of our products and what they get from that is these people really care about what they do, like, that's what it's all about, man. So, that's why I wanted to hook up with Luis and just show y'all what we do here. And I appreciate y'all taking the time to watch this video, take the tour with us. And if you have any questions, you can find me on Instagram and on our YouTube channel, on our TikTok, or on our website, longbeachmushrooms.com. Ask your questions there. And most importantly, if you want to start a mushroom farm, number one, definitely do it, because we need more farmers. And then number two, if you need any help with it, reach out to me. We do free 15-minute consults, and I would love to get you started. So yeah, man, that's it. Justin from Long Beach Mushrooms. Thank y'all.
All right, guys. So that was an awesome tour here with Justin. I've known Justin probably a couple years now. I first found him through Instagram. Somebody posted mushrooms that they had got from him, and I was like, those are badass. I gotta get some. And I actually ended up buying them from in front of his house. I bought two boxes with different varieties. I remember pink oysters, probably some lion's mane. It was all good. So I've kept coming back, and then he started offering the Substrate bricks, as I've talked on the channel before. And again, we'll link all his information, all his socials down below. And I'll go ahead and include the videos where I show what I've done, like he said earlier in the video, with the composting and the forms, or you can just grow it yourself. You can get more harvest out of those bags. That's not my main purpose for them, but it just happens. I usually leave them next to the compost bin as I'm slowly adding them to the compost, and mushrooms just show up. And it's in the shade, and I just kind of mist them a little every now and then when they dry out. And I've got tons of mushrooms growing. I don't think I have any in my fridge right now. So, but if I go to the backyard where the garden is, I'm pretty sure that there's probably gonna be some. And I've also posted pictures and showing you guys videos of where they're growing, like, out of the compost bin through, the openings, the grates. Anyway, I'm gonna quit yakking. Go down below, find his socials, hook up with him, connect with him if you need to. If you're starting a business, or if you just want to get some of the Substrate, or if you just want to get some of his mushrooms. They do have a subscription box. I'll link that below I'll link their website. And they do also sell in the local farmers markets, because like I said, he loves to sell local, and he loves to grow food, and it's eaten in that area. It's not just local, it's hyper local. Anyways, I will catch you guys on the next one. Go ahead and hit the bell notification. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the bottom. Catch you guys later.
Yeah.
Peace out.